back at it again. Bold Faith Friends. I'm Samantha.
And I'm Bianca.
So, we wanted to come and talk to you about 7 daily habits that will change your life. Mm-hmm. And habits are so important. It's what you do on a daily basis that kind of gets you to the best version of yourself that you can be. So, and it's about making those bold moves with having that discipline to be able to create those habits that will actually do something good for you versus something like smoking or eating junk food that are not so good for you. So let's get started.
Right. So first one is creating a morning routine. Very, very important to set the intention for your entire day. Have that quiet time, read the Bible or do a reading plan from the Bible app, journal, exercise.
Because I love my morning routine, and people think I'm crazy for doing it, but I have at this time, a 4 and a 2-year-old. So my morning routine I'm awake by about 4:30. I know it's early, but 4:30, because that is the only time that I will get by myself.
Right. She's not joking.
Before they come in my room and wake me up.
Right.
So I definitely have a morning routine where first thing I wake up, I do is pray. You gotta talk to God first. God first. Okay. And then what I do is I will journal and write my affirmations. And if affirmations or morning pages, and morning pages is, if you don't know, where whatever comes to your mind, you just write down and make it 3 pages. It could be about anything. Sometimes it could be journaling. Sometimes it could be your to-do list. Whatever comes to you is morning pages. And I believe it's from the book My Artist Way. And after that, I exercise. So I try to fit all of that in my morning. Like, make sure I take care of me before I start looking at social media and having to deal with people, which my kids and my clients at works and everything. So that's morning routine that I do that really helps out.
Yes. Yeah.
And so number two is define your priorities. Defining your priorities definitely, helps with.
Yeah.
Because what I do is the top 3. So your top 3 priorities. So mine are business. This business is our community that we're doing with you and Bold Faith Friends.
Right.
Family, my kids, my 2 little ones, and also just continuing to inspire people and just kind of that connection and networking and that sisterhood that I want to keep up, because I didn't do that for a long time. So it's really important to me at this point.
Yeah.
So what I look at every day is what I'm doing aligning with my 3 priorities. So if I'm sitting here and journaling and writing, that's aligning with my priorities, because one day could turn into a book or a blog post or something that helps you out. So just whatever you're doing. So what about you? What are your 3 priorities?
Me, I would do day by day priorities. So like today, my priority is, spending, time with loved ones, with friends, doing things for the business, getting some alone time, making sure that I pray with God. So every day, it's kind of like those key things, like before this day is over, this is what's really important to me that I need to get done, and make sure I get those things done first before the day ends.
And so this is a perfect example of saying, like, just because I'm doing something doesn't mean that necessarily you have to do it. You're doing whatever works for you, which is important, because we all have different roles to play. So if you want to do it by your roles, like, okay, I'm going to be a mommy and businesswoman today. Well, you're always mommy, but with times you don't have the kids. And also, it could be like, I'm going to be a mother, and it's just kind of defining what
Right.
your roles are for that day. If
Right.
you want to do it by that way as well,
Right.
that can help with changing your habits.
And then I work 2 jobs, so sometimes my priority for the day is sleep.
Right.
I just want to sleep.
Right.
So, or eat clean. That's the priority for the day, to eat clean, to reset my body, the different things going on. So yeah, I set my, priorities, and, make my list a day by day. Sometimes it's the same every day, and sometimes it's a little different depending on how things are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 3, we're on.
Yes.
So the number 3 is single tasking. Wow.
Yes.
I don't know where we got this thing.
That's major.
Where we can multitask.
Yeah.
All the time, and then nothing really ever gets done, or even it gets done, it's not to your standards.
Right. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, concentrating on how quicker and faster it is. Concentrating one at a time. And if it's a long project, get yourself some time.
Right.
Do the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes, and work on it for that time, and then go on to the next thing, or take your 5-minute break or 10-minute break, and do to the next thing, or do the same thing. But just single tasking and getting these projects done, or whatever it is that needs to get done, helps out so much better than trying to
better quality, more efficient. And it's to help you have less stress and less anxiety if you're focused on just one thing at a time instead of the bigger picture. So that helps me a lot, because for work, like, in our field, mental health, there's tons of paperwork. And so if I look at all these, intakes or reauthorizations and things that I have to do, it gets overwhelming, and I get discouraged, and then I don't want to do anything. But if I just focus on, okay, today I have a goal of getting 3 done, and I meet that goal of getting 3 done for the day, just baby steps, taking little bits, in my little bits each day. Single task will get it all done by my deadline.
And our 4th one, number 4, is preparing the night before. Right? So I do not do this, I'm going to be honest, but I am working on it. I definitely am working on it, because I notice that I tend to be late every time I do not prepare the night before, even comes down to the kids' clothes, what I'm going to wear, what I'm going to eat for the next day. Preparing the night before helps things go so much smoother, so I'm not scrambling and I forget something as soon as I get to my destination. So
I mean, you summed it up perfectly. It's very helpful. I'm not consistent with doing that every day, but I know that when I do it the next morning, my morning it's so smooth, and I'm not, worried about, did I forget this? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I have this? Where did I put this? Everything is organized, it's in order, it's in its right place, and the morning goes very smooth.
Right. Yeah. So number 5. I always come down. So number 5 is carving out alone time, which we talked about in our early video. We'll link it down below, so you can find that, about that self-love after 30 is what that one is called. But just carving that time for yourself, making that a habit, and kind of, even if it's just kind of 5 minutes, for that day. I'm not saying every day. Hopefully you scheduled either time for yourself to have alone time for yourself.
And I mean, for me, I don't have children, so I can be more flexible with, when I have alone time. But for me, I love going to get my nails done, get my toes done, that relaxation. time. It's not necessarily alone time. People are there, they're servicing me, but it's quiet. Like I put my headphones on, I'll listen to a podcast or some music and I zone out and I feel like I'm the only person there.
Right.
I feel like I'm by myself. But we talked about morning routine. That's my alone time. That's my time with God. That's my time to be still, be quiet, to, think about what I'm thinking about. That's something else we
talked about in the self-love video. Yeah. But carving out alone time, and if you have the kids all the time, seeing if you even get a babysitter or someone that you trust to watch the kids for a bit so you can have that time for yourself, because like I was saying when I went to this self-care retreat, is that you really don't know that you need self-care until you do it. Mm-hmm. And you're able to see how much, when you just take that time for yourself, how much you're going to be giving to more to your kids and your spouse.
Yes.
And it's definitely
how refreshed you feel too. And that's huge.
Right. So number six, ask for what you want. Mm-hmm. Okay, so asking for what you want is basically saying that, telling people exactly what you need. Like nobody can read your mind. Right. And also even writing down kind of affirmations. Mm-hmm. Or like we love vision boards. Yes. And just asking mm-hmm. God or like what exactly that you want, so they mm-hmm. can be able to pray. Yes. And kind of allow yourself mm-hmm. to kind of keep going towards that, towards that goal. And it's also about, also kind of bringing the happiness into play, and just asking what you need to be happy. Mm-hmm. And so people can be able to at least help you out in some way. And then if not, kind of thinking about, ways you can be happy within yourself and not rely on anyone else to make you happy.
Journaling. I do love vision boards and journaling. I've seen that. Like I remember being at a job that was super stressful, and I wrote down like, and it was just for me and God. Like I want to make this much. I want to not have to travel all over the town to see my clients, and I was very specific about my requests to God. And I look back even now and think about like, wow, he answered every last one of those requests.
Vision and make it plain, right?
Every last one. And my salary was more than what I asked for. Let's talk about that, how, God's plans and his will and things that he has for you is greater than what you think
of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And our last one is therapy. Therapy, yes, will change your life.
Will change your life.
It doesn't matter if you think you might be going through an issue, and I don't like this whole stigma, even though our counselors, but I don't like this whole stigma thing of not going to therapy.
Right.
I can say that I've been to therapy.
Me too.
And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It could be a life situation. It could be just every day. Your work is stressing you out, something, and just seeing. And it's about improving yourself, about growing things that you didn't notice you were doing. You can find out within therapy to be able to better yourself, to be able to get the reason, see what's blocking you from it, seeing what's making you be upset all the time at your spouse. So I don't.
I think it's this misconception that something has to be wrong, you have to be broken, you have to have a mental health diagnosis in order to seek therapy, or and that's not true. I mean, some of the most successful millionaires and billionaires in this world, they tell you that therapy was one of those staples in their lives that helped them to reach the success that they have. Right. Because it's that consistent support, that per third party, neutral party, that you're just venting to. And the more we talk about our problems and get things out, the more that we solve them also. Like we have the answer within us as well.
Right.
And, the therapist is there to help you connect that, to help you to connect those things that you desire to have in life, and help you to gain that self-awareness that you thought you didn't have, but hey, you just said this, and maybe you have more insight than you think you do about what's going on, and maybe you already know the solution because you just said da 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 da. So it's now about action, about doing those things. So yeah, therapy is a very, very helpful tool.
Right. So that's a good point. Let's end it with this action.
Yeah.
Take action. What are you start with one. Start with one thing and then build upon that. What action can you start doing that will help with changing your life? So let us know down below. And if we missed something, let us know.
Yes.
Comment.
Yeah,
let us know.
Let us know.
We want to hear from you.
One of your things that you do to prepare for your day.
We're also going to talk about this in our Bold Faith Friends community. So look down below for the link for our group. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.